Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to be thinking about rates, which are a type of ratio. So it's just a very specific type. So you could think of a rate being a ratio that compares two different quantities. So it compares two different quantities. You can go ahead and pause your video and write that down. So what does that mean, right? What does that mean to different quantities? Well, in a ratio, we know that it's just a comparison statement, right? Comparing two things. You're still comparing two things here, and you're going to be comparing things that are not similar, right? Like you're not necessarily comparing two types of fruit, right? Like apples, bananas, or two colors of cars, right? Green cars to blue cars. You in a rate are going to be comparing things maybe like you could do 60 miles for every or per 3 gallons, right? Oop, NS. Okay, gallons. So a rate, right? You're comparing a distance and you're comparing sort of a volume, right? A gallon is sort of measured by, it's a type of volume, right? So you have these two very different measurements, but you're going to compare them, right? You're going to use them to create this comparison. So a unit rate then is if you think about the word unit, a unit literally means one. So a unit rate is a rate with a denominator, denominator of one. Okay, so a unit is one, right? And a rate is just a fraction. So a unit rate has a denominator of 1. To change a rate to a unit rate, you're just going to divide the numerator, that says divide, the numerator by the denominator. So if we took our 60 miles to 3 gallons example, right, and we have a 60 to 3 rate, we could call it a 60 to 3 rate and write it in a familiar form, right, in fractional form. And in order to turn it into a unit rate, this is saying, well, all you need to do is divide the numerator by the denominator. So let's go ahead and take 60 and divide it by 3. And Diva says you are also essentially going to be doing that same thing to the bottom, right? That is a 1. And then we end up with 20 over 1. And all of a sudden, our denominator is a 1. So it became a unit rate, where one of the numbers in your rate is literally 1, is a single unit. You want to remember to label. So these are 20 miles, and this is 1 gallon. So if we do an example, we're going to be given a rate and we want to express it as a unit rate. So we want to turn the denominator into 1. If we need to round, we can round. So we are given that we have 175 children in 5 classes. So we have 175 to 5 rate, right? Children, 2 classes. So in this case, we are going to divide each by the denominator, right, which is 5 in this case. And when we do that, we end up with a 35 to 1 rate, right? And we could write it as saying that there are 35 children per class. When you use this symbol, so over here we can make a little key. When we use this symbol, the slash, it's read as per. So when you see a slash or you write a slash, it's sort of mathematical shortcut language for per. If we want to do one more, we have 3,000 marbles in 200 jars. We want to divide the numerator by the denominator. In my head to do it, I like to think that these just cancel out. So we have a 30 to 2 rate. I'm also going to just say then we have 15 marbles per jar. Okay, so that is how you find a unit rate.